The leaders of the ruling and main opposition parties met on Monday to finally decide whether to join forces in a coalition under the pressure of the president's push for an early election, and of the increasing number of terrorist attacks. Ahead of the critically important meeting, Ahmet Davutoğlu, leader of the ruling Justice and Development Party, AK Party, headed early in the day a cabinet meeting in which he is believed to have consulted his ministers about whether to forge a coalition with the Republican People's Party, CHP. The Turkish media reported that the CHP leader would ask Davutoğlu to also have a brief tête-à-tête during the meeting, assuming that this could increase the chances of a coalition. The AK party's Ömer Çelik and the CHP's Haluk KOC figures who headed the party's delegations during the preliminary coalition talks also attended the meeting between Davutoğlu and CHP leader Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu. Hours before the meeting began, Devlet Bahçeli, leader of the Nationalist Movement Party, MHP, called on the AK party and the CHP to join forces in a coalition without wasting any time. Arguing that it is not possible for a caretaker AK party government to continue to govern Turkey, Bahçeli said in a written statement, "It is vitally important for the country that the AK party and the CHP chairman make sacrifices to forge a coalition without wasting any time." It has been widely argued since the general election in June that Davutoğlu is more inclined to forge a coalition with the CHP, while President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan, who has much sway over the ruling party, has been pushing for an early election. The meeting at the Prime Minister's residence began at 6 p.m. The leaders are also scheduled to have dinner together, giving a break to the negotiations. Davutoğlu starts to follow CHP leader on Twitter. In a message Davutoğlu shared on Sunday night on Twitter, the AK party leader also added the CHP leader's name, T24 news portal said. Davutoğlu has started to follow Kılıçdaroğlu on his personal Twitter account, the news portal said. Top CHP officials have repeatedly expressed the party's willingness to forge a coalition with the AK party. But the ruling party seems to be reluctant, possibly due to Erdoğan's tutelage over the party, about a grand coalition, as the slow pace of the previous negotiations also suggests. As it is Davutoğlu, as the leader of the party that got the most votes in the June 7 election, to whom Erdoğan gave the mandate to form the government, the AK party has the initiative in the progress of the talks. The secular CHP is the main rival of the Islamist AK party. Polls indicate that a big majority of AK party voters are not in favor of a coalition with the CHP, either. With coalition talks having progressed at a snail's pace, the possibility of a coalition looks slim. In remarks to the Vatan Daily on Saturday, CHP deputy Erdoğan Toprak, a top advisor to the CHP leader, admitted that no result has been achieved in the first 5 rounds of coalition talks between the two parties. Before Monday's meeting, the delegations of the two sides came together 5 times in the past month in preliminary talks, which served for each side to get to know the other's views on various topics. The genuine negotiations, if any, will be held following Monday's meeting should the party leaders believe the two parties can join forces in a coalition. The Turkish media reported on Sunday that the CHP would demand to have around 10 ministries under its control in a coalition, with the ministries of Education and Foreign Affairs being sine qua non for the party. In the June 7 election, in which the AK party lost its majority for the first time since coming to power in 2002, no single party won enough votes to form a government. The Hürriyet Daily said on Monday there are 2 reports before Davutoğlu, each of which describes positive and negative scenarios about a potential coalition with the CHP and an early election. According to the Daily, one of the reports says that if the AK party could garner about 5,000 votes more than it did in some provinces in the last election in an early election, the party could gain nearly 25 additional seats in parliament. The AK party, which currently has 258 deputies, needs no more than an additional 18 deputies to form a single-party government. Generally speaking, 276 seats, representing an absolute majority in the 550-seat parliament, are required to form a government. It was also speculated following the election that President Erdoğan's push for an early election was also based on this data. If the AK party could manage to win back the voters in some central and East Anatolian provinces who voted for the MHP in the last election, that would pave the way for the AK party to keep power. The AK party also hopes, the Daily's report said, to win over some of the conservative voters who voted for other parties in the last election. But an early election also has its risks, as the AK party may also see a slight drop in votes due to increasing security and economic problems.